Thank you for joining us for updates on the aftermath of India's mammoth election. Here is what happened today in India. BJP leader and two-time Prime Minister Narendra Modi has been unanimously elected as the leader of the NDA alliance, the BJP has announced. The right-wing party failed to secure a majority on its own for the first time since coming into power in 2014. BJP said, the NDA government will continue to work to improve the living standards of the people of India for the all-round development of the country by preserving the heritage of India. World leaders including the US's Biden, Russia's Putin, and the UK's Sunak have issued statements congratulating Modi. Speaking on behalf of the India Alliance, Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge says the opposition bloc will continue to fight against the fascist rule of the BJP led by Modi. From different views of people starting by Charles Michel, the President of the Council of European Union Leaders, has also congratulated Modi, saying the bloc was looking forward to continuing to deepen our strategic partnership with India. Our continents must cooperate on the most pressing global challenges, climate change, peace and security, and the fight against poverty, Michel said on social media. UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak has congratulated Modi on the results from the recently concluded elections during a telephone call. Also Sunak says India-UK friendship will thrive, as he said UK and India share the closest of friendships, and together that friendship will continue to thrive. He said all this through a post on X. Now let's hear what Modi said in front of his voters and join with our reporter for more updates.
Narendra Modi's team may have prepped for a landslide victory. Perhaps that explains the red carpet and masses of confetti. But in reality, the BJP has lost its absolute majority. Still tonight, the Prime Minister said today's victory is the biggest in the world.
Your affection, your love for this blessing, I am indebted to all citizens. Today is an auspicious day. On this blessed day, National Democratic Alliance is certain to form the third consecutive government.
A smaller than expected mandate means Modi will have to lean on smaller parties for support. A massive change for a man who has kept power in the palm of his hand for 2 terms. Take Uttar Pradesh. The BJP lost its stronghold in this key battleground state. Same in Ayodhya. The opening of a grand Hindu temple here was meant to cement Modi's victory. The opposition is also celebrating big time. The alliance of over 24 parties is unexpectedly leading in over 230 seats. It says the electorate voted against the BJP's divisive campaigning, looking instead for guarantees on economic inequality and unemployment.
I am extremely proud of the people of India. I am extremely proud of the people who have resisted this onslaught on the constitution. और अंत में मैं आपको कह दूं कि इसको बचाने का काम.
And in the end, I would say the poorest of this country saved the constitution.
And this election's war of words continues to the bitter end. The opposition says the results show that people don't want Modi, whilst BJP commentators insist they show Modi's popularity is as strong as ever. Modi campaigned for this election on a guarantee, the Modi guarantee. This is embarrassing for the BJP, isn't it?
The fact that the BJP has come out as the largest political party, that itself is giving a good indication that people do have a lot of faith in the leadership of the Prime Minister.
It's a massively weakened mandate, though, isn't it? So what do you think went wrong?
The candidates who were there, you know, how the people of that constituency, how do they perceive them? That could be one reason. Second reason could be that the issues which they were facing locally, how they have been addressed, that also could be one reason.
And the highs and lows of this election campaign ended with an outpouring of emotion on live TV. The head of a polling company simply couldn't handle that its forecasting had been so far off the mark.
The reality is the polls can only give you an indication.
If the Prime Minister feels anything close to upset about his weakened position, he isn't showing it. Narendra Modi is celebrated by many as India's saviour, his power undisputed for a decade. Today, that shifted.
Riya Chatterjee. Well, earlier I spoke with Dr. Sharma Mohammed, spokesperson for the Indian National Congress Party, the main party of the opposition. And I started by asking how much of a blow she thinks this likely result is for Narendra Modi.
Oh, it's a very huge blow, because when he started off in January, he said 400, 400 par means 400 and more. We're going to get 400 and more.
That's a supermajority you're talking about when he says 400 seats.
Yes, and also about something called Viksit Bharat, that means a very developed India. So he stopped talking about all that and started talking about the Congress manifesto, which is an excellent manifesto, because he understood that this is not going to happen. The people of India are not stupid. Their basic issue right now is the price rise, as well as a huge unemployment.
Narendra Modi has posted on X this afternoon that the people of India has backed his ruling coalition for the third consecutive time. He says this is an unprecedented moment in the history of India. He's claiming victory.
Well, he's claiming his alliance is claiming victory. He hasn't got more than 240. Let's understand that. He wanted to go on his own. The halfway mark is around 272. He wanted to go on his own to 300 or 400 odd. So, and he won in his constituency with around 2.2 lakh votes. Rahul Gandhi won in Rai Bareli above 3.8 lakh votes, and in Wayanad, 3.6 lakh votes. So we have done quite well.
Why do you think it is that some Indian voters have turned away from this man who has ruled India for 10 years, pretty much how he wants to?
Yeah, that's why. That's what your question had the answer. Pretty much how he wants to. Also, the fact that the indirect taxes has gone up has earned them a huge revenue. In fact, maybe 10% of India, or maybe less than that, pay direct taxes, which you need to increase. When you start taxing, putting 5% GST on milk, yogurt, pulses, wheat, rice, which the normal middle class to the lower middle class have, it's difficult for them. And you have to understand the unemployment last December by CMIE was around 10.5%, very high. So you have unemployment and you have inflation.
You were in power, Dr. Mohammed, and you haven't won this election. You didn't win the last two either. If there's waning support for the BJP and Modi, there isn't very much enthusiasm for you either.
No, well, we have increased our voter percentage from 19 to nearly 40%. There is enthusiasm for the Congress party, but we need to really strengthen our organization. We are organizationally in a couple of states weak, and we need to strengthen that. That I admit that we need to do it in a big way.
There have been claims that India's democracy has been weakened under Modi, that there's been a suppression of the freedom of the press and of political opponents and that sort of thing. Doesn't this result actually show that India's democracy is pretty robust, that the strong man didn't get it his own way?
Well, he tried his best. You can try your best. He has definitely suppressed democracy. He used the income tax department. He used the enforcement directorate. He used the media. The media is captured in the northern part of India. He used everything possible.
Despite all the accusations that you level at Narendra Modi, several high-profile members of the opposition of your party defected to him, didn't they? And he will still be the Prime Minister, most likely, at the end of all this. So is this really a meaningful turning point for India?
Well, the defections are their issues, and they defect because there's always a gun on everybody's head. They had businesses and issues. When you're a businessman, it's not easy to work here, because you know that there are certain things in which he says, we will make a case against you.
Dr. Mohammed, we're going to have to leave it there, but thank you so much for speaking with us.